Stop! Don't buy a phone in April. You know what? I'm actually not gonna say that. Go ahead and buy a phone if you must. Because April was actually great for launches. We got good phones like the Nord CE4 and the Motorola Edge 50 Pro. But me is actually looking super dry and boring. That said, there's one upcoming phone that has me excited. Very excited. And you know what? I will use this hook to lure you into waiting for the name of the phone till the end of the video. Okay? Here are 8 of the most, scratch that, slightly exciting phones that are launching in May. Hi, I'm Arshad. You're watching Trakin English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. First up, there are a couple of Samsung phones that are launching really soon. So Samsung's Amazon product is Galaxy M55 and the Flipkart product is Galaxy F55 and the F55 is expected to launch soon as well. Now, a little birdie tells us that the F55 could actually come with a vegan leather back this time around. But the specs of the Galaxy F55 is going to be very similar to the M55 and we already have a detailed video around it. If you haven't watched that yet, just go check it out. Now, the other two Samsung products are basically the same again. The Galaxy N35 and the F35 are also expected to launch. Now, these phones are spotted on BIS, basically India's certification organization, and they are expected to launch really soon. Now, on these, you can expect a 6.67-inch Super AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, and the rumor says that it could be priced under rupees 20,000 rupees, considering that the M55 was under 25,000 rupees, and the rumor also says that it could come with Exynos 1380 chipset, and for that price, the 1380 is actually decent. And apparently these phones will come with a 6000 mAh battery and 25-watt charging speeds. Of course, Samsung phones will also get One UI 6.1, Android 14 with 4 plus 5 years of software updates. The Motorola Edge 50 Pro was a great phone and it launched first in India. But when Motorola took the Edge 50 Pro globally, it also launched the Motorola Edge 50 Ultra and the Edge 50 Fusion along with it. And this Edge 50 Fusion is going to be a more affordable variant of the Edge 50 Ultra and it is going to launch under rupees 30,000. Now the Edge 50 Fusion does one thing right, it removes the wireless charging and gives you a 5000 mAh battery, better than the 4500 mAh unit inside the Edge 50 Pro. You also get 68-watt charging, a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus POLED display with 144Hz refresh rate and 1600 nits of peak brightness as well. Now this phone is going to be using a Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 for about 25,000-26,000. It'll be a great chip. Now like the Moto Edge 50 Pro, you can expect IP68 on the Edge 50 Fusion as well, but no wireless charging. Now this phone is definitely going to be the Edge 40 Neo replacement with Android 14 out of the box and hopefully updates on time as well. If rumors have to be believed, then the last Pixel A series phone will launch in May. Yes, I'm talking about the Pixel 8a, but truth be told, I am not very excited about this phone. And the major reason for that is apparently again, the price is going to go up this time. So from that under 45,000 price category, it might actually go up to 50,000 rupees. Anyway, for that price, you can expect Tensor G3 SoC. Hopefully, Google has fixed the heating issues and the network connectivity issues. Fingers crossed. That apart, you can expect a smaller 6.1-inch OLED panel, 120Hz refresh rate as well, and of course 8GB of LPDDR5 RAM, 128GB of UFS 3.1 storage, and maybe 256GB variant, which Google will slyly launch at a later date on Flipkart. Of course, Pixel's camera performance is what most people buy the phone for. For example, you can expect a 64MP primary camera, 13MP ultra wide, and a 13MP selfie camera. Anyway, what you can also expect is 4500 mAh battery, 27-watt charging speeds, and Android 14 out of the box with Google's promise of 7 years of OS updates. But will the phone run for 7 years? I don't know. Are you guys by any chance excited for the Pixel 8a? Let me know in the comments below. But you know what? Unlike Google Pixel phones that are generally overpriced at launch, subscribing to Trakin English is free. So do hit the subscribe button and give us your support so we can reach that target of 1 million subscribers by the end of 2024. I know it's a tall ask, but we can try. Now, after the Nord CE4, I know a lot of people were expecting the Nord 4's launch to happen really soon. It could happen in May in India. Now, the Nord 4 is looking very exciting because it has Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 and a 6.74-inch 1.5K AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate as well and some crazy peak brightness too. That about the Nord 4 also has a 5500 mAh battery, 100-watt charging speeds as well. And you can expect Android 14 out of the box. In fact, a video of this, we've actually done it on the Tamil channel. So if you do understand Tamil, you can go check that out. But otherwise, OnePlus Nord 4, when it launches in India, we will definitely do a comparison with the Moto Edge 50 Pro. For that, you need to subscribe to the channel. Now, here's something that I didn't expect to happen is for Realme to launch a phone under 40,000 in India. Talking about which, Realme has flooded the market with so many launches this year. It's crazy. Anyway, this phone under 40,000 rupees is going to be the Realme GT Neo 6 SE. What a terrible name for the product, by the way. Now, to use this phone, I need these. Yeah, sunglasses. because apparently it has 6000 nits of peak brightness. What's wrong with phone brands? What kind of gimmick is this? It's so stupid. Even high-end TVs don't have 6000 nits of peak brightness. Apart from that peak brightness, the display is good. It's got a 6.78-inch 1.5K resolution and OLED panel, and of course 120Hz refresh rate as well. And internally, it's expected to come with the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3, LPDDR5X RAM type, and UFS 4.0 storage. Very similar specs as the OnePlus Nord 4. And generally that happens with Oppo, Realme and OnePlus phones. They do share parts. Apart from that, you can expect a 50MP primary camera, 8MP ultra-wide, 32MP selfie camera, a 5500 mAh battery, yes, just like the Nord 4 and the Nord CE4, and 100-watt charging support as well. You can expect this phone to launch with Realme UI 5, Android 14 out of the box pretty soon in India as well. Now in China, we got the Redmi Turbo 3 with the Snapdragon 8S Gen 3. Well, that is coming to India possibly as the Poco F6. Now this 8S Gen 3 is an interesting processor because it performs somewhere between the 8 Gen 2 and the 8 Gen 3. And you can expect scores of about 1.8 million on Antutu. Anyway, the Poco F6 is expected to come with 6.67-inch 1.5K resolution OLED display with 120Hz refresh rate as well, and of course some crazy peak brightness numbers. And along with the 8S Gen 3, you can also expect LPDDR5X RAM type and UFS 4.0 storage as well. The phone also has a 5000 mAh battery, 90-watt charging speeds, and Android 14 out of the box with HyperOS as well. If it does come under 40,000 rupees, then it could be the best performing phone in this price class. And if Poco prices it somewhere around 35,000, that would be crazy because Poco has been doing crazy things. Look at the X6 Pro's price. What do you think will be the price of the F6? Comment below and let's see if you get it right when the India launch happens. Now, the upcoming phone that I'm really excited for will be Vivo's first foldable phone launch in India. Yes, the Vivo X Fold 3 is expected to come soon. But unfortunately, the X Fold 3 Pro is not expected to come to India, or there are no rumors around it. Anyway, what's very interesting about the X Fold 3 is the fact that it is the world's slimmest folding phone. And just look at the dimensions. It's crazy how good it is. That apart, you also get fantastic Vivo camera performance, that's for sure, along with a proper telephoto camera as well. The X Fold 3 will actually come with Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and it's expected to have an 8-inch display when unfolded and a 6.5-watt-inch display when, folded. That apart, you can also expect a 5500 mAh battery, 80-watt charging and Android 14 out of the box. Now, this is a phone that I'm definitely waiting to test out. I really wanted more foldable phone options in India considering the OnePlus Open was so good. So these were the phones that are interesting enough in May. But you know what? There's a new trend that's happening in Tamil Nadu these days. So older, very popular movies like Gilli and Varnamayiram, Tamilians would know what I'm talking about, are re-releasing. And the theater is like a festival. People are dancing, people are jumping with joy. So just like this trend around movies, what if brands relaunched their most popular phones? Which one would you want to relaunch first? I tell you the phone that I wish Nokia launched again. It's the N93i. It had a proper 3x optical zoom where the lens would move inside a barrel. It was so cool. And it had a swivel display. 3.15MP camera as well. Crazy stuff back in the day. So which phone would you like to see relaunched again? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.